our mystery author is Liz Lindsay. Liz has always loved reading. As a child, the perfect gift was a book. I quite agree. So what could have been better than writing them? Raising 3 children and working at different pursuits left little time barely to read, let alone write. But a chance conversation with a work colleague led to tentative writing steps. The work colleague was Pam, and the rest is, as they say, history. Now retired, finally, Liz can devote more time to what she loves best, writing. And Liz, if you're okay with this, would you mind, telling us a little bit about yourself in your own words? There's a microphone right beside you there. And if you even want to read one of your latest book backings too, or tell us a little bit about your book, that would be fabulous. And then I will introduce everyone afterwards too.
Is this?
Yes.
Is this on?
Yes, excellent.
Well, other than being born at a very early age, you've pretty much covered my writing point of
Fantastic.
Information. The writing is important with my co-author Pam. We met almost 20 years ago at work, discovered we had a love of reading and writing. So on a coffee break, we said, give me a line for a book. And over the course of about 6 years, it turned into 2 books during coffee breaks and lunches. We found a publisher for our first 2 books in our private detective series, and then we had issues with the publisher, so we went indie after that. We have 2 series. One's a female private detective. She lives on a houseboat in Portland, Oregon. She has a great team that work with her. Our second series is kind of cozy-ish, but not really cozy. It's set in a community not unlike Elora, because nothing ever happens in a small town. And we have 3 books in each series. So we also have another project that we've been working on, but I will let Gloria talk about that when it gets to her.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much, Liz. That was incredible. And so moving on, we will come right back to you shortly. I'm going to introduce Pam Blance. Pam, reading and writing is a passion for Pam, and in that order. She believes it's a necessity to do a whole lot of reading to be able to write well, and I couldn't agree more. Growing up in Scotland with a father who hammered away at an old manual typewriter, producing poems and articles, she then picked up the bug. After she immigrated to Canada in the 60s, Pam worked in many different industries. Raising 3 children and having a full-time job only left her time to scribble, mainly for herself. There's so many different priorities to be juggling, of course, right? So writing is definitely something you have to make the time for. In 2007, after attending writing workshops, she shared her aspirations with colleague Liz Lindsay. A partnership was born and Jamie Tremain was created. Pam is now retired from the corporate jungle and can spend more time on her creative pursuits. And excellent. And Pam, if you wouldn't mind telling us a little bit about yourself too, if you want to, just to get us started.
Well, really everything that Liz has said, we worked well together, and to write well together, you have to like the other person and leave your ego at the door. Because when she tells me, I don't like that chapter, so, we go back and forth. We work really well. We work mostly online. We meet once a month to
Brainstorm.
That's the word I was looking for. See, she's always there to help me. We brainstorm, we work out a plot and a plan, and then we do most things on Google Drive. And she's a typist, and it comes right out of her head onto the fingers, and I go like this. And I plod along, but it works. It works for us.
That's a
And
beautiful
we're very happy
partnership.
with what we have. Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful partnership. Sorry, I realize you might not be able to hear me. That's incredible. Thank you for sharing. And I promise we'll get back to you both. I just want to be sure to introduce our next 2 speakers as well. So Donna Warner, author of the Blair and Piermont crime thriller series. Book number 1, Targeted, is set in the Caribbean, and book number 2, Death's Footprint, takes place in Canada's historic Quebec City. What a beautiful setting. Both books are co-authored with award-winning author Gloria Ferris, and have romance and humor woven into riveting, suspense-filled action plots. When not engaged in writing fiction and nonfiction, editing, and book marketing projects. Donna looks forward to family gatherings, reading, and networking. What a great day for that, for sure. With area writers groups, Donna is a member of the International Thriller Writers. Her home is a country property in Eris, Southern Wellington, County of Wellington, Ontario. Cottage summer season is her favorite time of year, and she can often be seen kayaking, boating, fishing, or floating on the lake on an air mattress. That's fantastic. Donna, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about yourself as well to get us started. And Gloria, I promise we save the best for last. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Excellent. So if you wouldn't mind telling us a little bit about yourself then.
Okay.
Excellent. And I'll pass this off to you.
Thank you. My background has been working in a scientific or an academic environment for many years. And when I retired, Gloria, who has been my friend and for about 55 years, she was always into writing fiction. And so I was just sort of a natural thing. I became her editor. And over the years, it was mainly that we were together. I was doing all of her editing. And then she told me to put my money where my mouth was. So I tried writing fiction, which was quite a change from the technical writing I was used to. And I did the draft for Targeted that takes place in the Caribbean, and Death's Footprint, which is a historic Quebec City. And so I've talked Gloria into working with me on these two novellas. And our first novella was published by a US publisher. And we were with that publisher for a couple of years, and then we asked for our book rights back. And then we learned how to indie publish, which was really interesting and can be trying at times with things changing. So our second book, Death's Footprint, was indie published. And that's about it.
That's fantastic. Excellent, and I'd love to, thank you. I'd love to introduce Gloria Ferris. Gloria began her writing career as a procedure writer at a nuclear power plant. Ooh, a very interesting origin story. An exciting job to be sure, but it afforded little opportunity for plot and character development, as you can imagine. There's just so much you can do with prompts like, do not press PB47 or activate the evacuation alarm and run. So she turned to fiction writing and now is the award-winning author of her humorous Cornwell and Redfern Mysteries, a co-written suspense series, and a young adult urban fantasy series. Every so often, she will write a short story just for the heck of it, which I think is terrific. And if you wouldn't mind sharing us a little bit more about yourself, Gloria, that would be fantastic. I have one just little piece of information here, that you live in southwestern Ontario, of course, and you're a proud member of the International Alliance of Independent Authors. And if you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit about the International Alliance of Independent Authors too, that'd be fantastic for our crowd as well. Thank you.
Well, I have 3 children too, and the LA allows Alliance of Independent Authors.
Turn the button. Put the button. There's a button there.
I'm not very technical.
Press that button.
Do I have to press it?
I think it just might
Just
be,
once.
it might just be the on button there. Is yours working? I'm gonna pass you this one.
Okay, hi there. I have 3 children too, and an interesting thing about me is that during the pandemic, a bunch of us started to write a book just because we couldn't get together, and we thought, well, wouldn't it be nice if we just got together on a Zoom every once in a while and started writing a story just for the heck of it. So we passed it back and forth, page by page, chapter by chapter, and in the end, when things calmed down, these three of us, we decided that we would keep going with the story. So now we have a story by the 3 of us, not only this duo, but me as well. And it's called Worlds May Change. And it's got like Star Trek in it, and it's got Dr. Ghost. And what?
A ghost.
A ghost, and it's got mortuary, a funeral home, and it's
Maybe
got,
some romance.
and it's got heists, jewel heists in it, and it's just really exciting. And we really enjoyed doing now working on a Christmas caper story to come out before this Christmas, and we're hoping to do another novel next year on the Worlds May Change, the same characters. That's about it.
That's fantastic. If you can hear me,